Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 18 of Talk Exchange. Today is a recap from some of our favorite episodes of the season thus far, and we decided to switch it up a little bit and make it into a happy hour recap. So we hope you enjoy listening to this episode as much as we did recording it. So without further ado, episode 18, Happy Hour Recap.
Welcome to this episode of Talk Exchange. I'm National Exchange Club CEO Tracey Edwards, and I'm joined by Kristie Linda, our communications director, and my partner in the Talk Exchange series, which we're celebrating. We've done more than 30 episodes. So cheers, Kristie.
Cheers.
Cheers, Brad. Our producer is here with us.
Cheers.
Yay.
Cheers, Brad. And we're cheering, of course, with Exchange Club glasses. So mine represents... This was a gift from the Exchange Club of Charleston, our biggest club. So cheers to the Exchange Club of Charleston.
And this one is Exchange Strong. Oh, I remember that.
Yes.
That was so nice. I think this says 2015, 2016.
Nice.
Mine says 100th Florida District Exchange Convention, May of 22.
Awesome. So we have
Yeah.
a strong history in exchange. So
Yeah.
cheers. Today's
Cheers.
episode is
Cheers.
informal and celebratory. Cheers, Brad.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So we started this in November.
Wow.
November of 2022.
It's been so much fun. We've talked to so many people in and out of exchange, and hence the name. If you're tuning in for the first time, we chose the name Talk Exchange because we talk about exchange, and then we exchange talks with people outside of exchange.
Yeah.
Because I remember our goal was to reach our members who may not read things or prefer the podcast to learn about things, and also to reach people outside of the organization who don't know we exist and just share information.
Right. And we also want to share with our members more information outside of exchange, just to help them
Absolutely.
become more well-rounded, a little bit more content in their lives and what they're doing with their free time.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like that.
You know what? What?
That was weird.
It was?
Do you think?
No?
Okay, you can ignore the clap.
Okay. We'll ignore the clap.
I liked the face though. It's very okay.
Clap when we say something we don't like. That's what the clap means.
And this is our first glass of champagne.
Yeah.
There you go. Because we're normally this happy and fun loving.
You are.
But it's been, this has been so much fun. I'm looking back. We have our list in front of us of all the episodes we've recorded. And just looking back, number one, I think how far we've come, because at the beginning, this was new to us. So we think we like to think anyway, and we hope that our audience feels the same way, that we have advanced in our interviewing skills. What do we
Please say
think?
you agree.
I think they would.
Good.
Yes.
Thank you, Brad.
Yes, you've done much, much better. I mean, the first ones were still good, but I think it's definitely got it down to a science.
I know I'm looking at the list and I feel somewhat bad for David and Lori at our kind of hack interviewing skills at that point, but they were still amazing guests. And that's the important thing. Our role really is to highlight those guests, and they've been so amazing. And it's hard to believe that when David was here, it was 1 year ago. He was starting his presidency. Yeah. He's a member of the Exchange Club of Charleston, hence the special glass today. And now, he's ending his term. And I know he's had a great time and made great impact on exchange. So that was a fun episode. But one of my favorite episodes was really with Lori Hyde, because she's a fundraising guru, and has so much enthusiasm and does so many things outside of exchange. We've learned a lot from her.
Oh yeah. She has a very well-rounded process, whether it's the way she's thinking, the way she's executing, the way she's planning. I really enjoyed talking with Lori. And I think our membership, from what I could tell, really enjoyed that episode as well.
Good. I think so too. And she's a lot of fun.
She sure is.
And then we jumped from that to Rich Wistocki, who's a great partner of exchange.
And I hope people had a chance to catch up with him at convention too. We have this new project, Preventing School Shootings, Intercepting School Violence. And I hope that people were able to hear him at convention. And if not, please visit Exchange Education online, because we've got some great tools out there provided by Rich. And I've talked to so many people about this program outside of exchange.
Definitely.
If anyone has any connections to school administration, police officers, school resource officers, ask somebody in exchange about this program.
Definitely.
We need to get it out there.
Well, we really do. And Rich is so generous with his time, and he's good at, enabling police departments to get grants so that they can take advantage of this education. And really, he has documented evidence that his program has prevented school shootings. That's astounding, right? To think about the ones we know about, but those that could have happened had it not been for his work.
I would be afraid to misquote this, but I'm fairly confident that it was around 36 or 37 shootings that he had reported having prevented by April of this year.
It's amazing.
In just 4 months.
Yeah.
Amazing and scary all at once, which is why it's so important to get that program out there.
You bet.
Yeah.
And, he'll come to your club. He'll come and do the training in any way he can. He's committed to making himself available evenings, weekends, on Zoom, via phone. He'll even fly out to meet you, but he really wants to share this program with our members and help get it into schools and protect our children.
He's so generous with his time and amazing advocate, and how he works the program to recognize and prevent these things from happening is amazing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So then we went over to the Exchange Club of Charleston again.
Jeremy, that was a great interview. He was a fun guy to talk to.
Really fun. And they were getting ready for their fair, the Coastal Carolina Fair, which is a big deal because of not just the money it raises, but the people they bring together to attend that event is just amazing.
One of the great things that they do with that fair, and having never been there, but obviously being in touch with their publicity and their social media and everything, they scream loud and strong that this is the Exchange Club of Charleston's fair. They are not bashful about their place in that community.
Well, that's a good point, Kristie, because look how many clubs we hear from that say, we don't want to toot our own horn, but you must, because you need to show the community that the value of having a club in the community, right?
You bet. And Charleston is a great example of the return that you get for putting your name out there and sharing the good deeds that you do.
Absolutely.
Gosh, I don't even want to misquote this either, but I know they partner with hundreds of organizations that they distribute this money to.
Absolutely.
Yep. So then we moved on to Joe Dudek. Joe is an active man out in Connecticut.
Absolutely. He's the center director.
Member of 7 clubs, I believe.
Oh my gosh, seriously? Wow. I don't know how he does it, but I know he does. He lives Exchange. He's very committed. He developed that program that provides baskets to newborn babies in the hospitals throughout the state of Connecticut, not just in the community, but the governor loved this program and picked it up. So they deliver it throughout the state. I know he wants to take that nationwide.
Yeah. I know Joe would be happy and more than willing to talk to anyone who wants to do this project or something similar in their community. So I guess if anyone's listening and you need to get in touch with any of these guests that we've had.
How do they do that?
Yeah, just go ahead and contact us. I know Tracey is always personally available. Put you out there.
Thanks, Kristie.
But so am I. And, feel
of course
free,
we are. Yes.
And feel free to email the office. We would gladly get you in touch with any one of these guests.
Most definitely. And I know our past national president, Kathy Mize, and a member of the trustee board. She's a great fundraiser. She is the founder and CEO of Ready for Life in Pinellas, Florida. That center just became an Exchange affiliated center as well. Awesome. She has a great message, always positive. Our second generation past national president, her beloved father, Jim Brown, was so beloved in Exchange, and a past national president. She's carrying all that on with her life. So what a great legacy.
Yeah. And you know what I think I loved most about her story is the way she explained how Exchange has encompassed her entire life. It built her career. It showed her where she wanted to go with her career. And she mentioned how that all came out of her attendance at conventions.
That's true.
In club meetings and getting to know these people and where their hearts are. And what a great woman.
Absolutely. Cheers to Kathy.
Cheers to Kathy.
Cheers to Kathy.
It's like, I'll drink to that.
Yeah, why not?
Why not? That's good.
But we haven't seen the end of Kathy. Kathy's not going anywhere.
Oh my gosh.
No.
So continuing on with just thinking about which episodes were really special for people, a good one when you're thinking about how to partner with an organization in your community, Enrique Grace, who was a star basketball player at The Ohio State University.
Woohoo. Go Bucks.
He's a Buckeye.
That's right.
But he's now in Charleston, South Carolina, and he is a member of the Charleston Hispanic Association. And that exchange club, the Latin Exchange Club of Charleston, grew out of that partnership.
I was fired up after that interview.
Absolutely.
He was so fun to talk to. I think, you know, Enrique's his energy and his passion and how it just is so, it all comes together with, you know, in his mind so seamlessly.
Right.
He knows how to make it all connect. I went home that evening. So we recorded the podcast and then spent the rest of the day at the office. And I went home that evening still fired up.
Awesome.
I basically told my husband about the entire podcast. And he said, well, now I don't need to listen to it. Such an energetic man with a big heart. I loved everything about that interview.
Yeah, I did too. And I hope Enrique's listening, because didn't he say too that he was bringing in ambassadors from all over after that episode to talk?
I think he said something to that effect. Yeah. Yeah. I know. I learned a lot in that episode. It was unbelievable. Yeah. But yeah, the passion that he has, it's just in some of the stats I think he talked about were just unbelievable. I mean, just unreal.
Yeah, he's not slowing down. He is picking up momentum, and we're going to hear more about Enrique, no doubt.
Absolutely. So go back and listen to episode 8 if you haven't already, and really share that, because that applies to literally everybody, everybody in every community.
Yep. And I thought Aaron Bortz, that was episode 14.
Oh my gosh.
He was a fun interview too.
He really was. And, you know, I'd like to just spread his message, his enthusiasm, actually him, all over the country, because what he's done with a very historic club, a traditional club, and taking it to the next level and really keeping it relevant and current in that community with new members, new ideas, new projects, fun.
Yeah.
Tremendous.
Talk about representing your community.
Yes.
You know, they definitely have a microcosm there, their club of the community they're serving.
Absolutely.
He's done a great job.
Definitely. And, you know, I liked what Greg Peters had to say in episode 13 about his networking tips. It was interesting for him to talk about being an introvert, but recognizing he needed a network for his business,
right?
How uncomfortable it was, and really how he was either welcomed or not at events, right? That's so important, because like we talk about, somebody needs to walk out of something feeling like, I feel like I could see myself being part of that group. But if they don't make you feel welcome, valued, included, you walk out and you go, well, never need to come back here again.
You know, it's just like, you know, we just had a podcast with Leif Wellhaven, our new national president, not that long ago. And he talked about how everyone's 100% is different, about how everyone is able to give, you know, to the best of their own abilities.
Right.
And if they do that, we're going to find success working together. And that's what we see with Greg. You know, Greg is an introvert. He's very, very good at conversation. He's a very welcoming person. So he really does, I imagine then, that when he's out in public, he really is giving his 100%. He's giving his all to that event. He's giving his all to that communication and that gathering, because he knows that there are opportunities in putting yourself out there. And I think that's what I took away from it.
Well, I think so too. And you know, that for me tied together with Sarah Sladek, an internationally known speaker and advisor from XYZ University, who consults groups and associations and the service club industry on how to get younger generations to become involved and join. And it tied in with what she had to say. The keys are: be welcoming, let them be involved, encourage them to be involved. Nobody today wants to walk into anything where they say, we've been doing this way for years, so you can't be involved here, right? You want to be welcomed with your ideas, otherwise you'll leave.
Right. Yeah, it shouldn't feel like a commitment. No. It should feel like something that you're excited to be able to give your time to.
And one of my favorite interviews, for so many reasons, was Tom Cole. You know, he was a star football player in Toledo and beyond, a coach. Now he's a community outreach director at the Taylor Automotive family. And he had great advice for clubs on how to become involved in the community, how to bring the community in. You know, because for so many years we saw clubs who kind of stayed in their own little vacuum and maybe invited one speaker to their meeting. And now we see that clubs need to get out there, join the Chamber of Commerce, you know, talk to 30 people instead of one person, get involved.
And I think Tom's message too was just ask. There are businesses out there that want to get involved. They want to give back to nonprofits. and specifically those that are benefiting the local community. And so Tom's message, just ask.
Just ask.
Just ask.
It's that easy.
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Or to Leif's point, it's simple but not easy because you have to do it.
You have to do it. That's right.
Just do it.
Yeah, just get up there and do it. And that's something else that Leif had said was people are moved by passion.
Yeah.
And how it's important to lead with your heart. I thought that was pretty interesting too.
I liked that too.
Yeah.
What has stuck out to you from some of the episodes, Brad? Is there one or two that were just like really highlights?
Yeah, I mean, I think the ones that you've already highlighted, to be honest with you, I mean, I really liked, where they talked about, like Enrique talked about, the human trafficking and all that stuff, and all the obviously the vast importance of that. I thought Olivia did a great job with the social media tips. That kind of stuck out in my mind a little bit as well. Greg Peters, the networking tips. I mean, these are just things that I think anybody that's listening and particularly in the clubs, I mean, they can use all of these things. I think all the episodes had value. There truly wasn't any one episode where I thought, this isn't very good, or, there's really no value here. I mean, honestly, I think every single episode had value.
Good.
And it really, it's going to resonate with, a large number of people out there.
Mm-hmm. And, our downloads to date have blown my mind.
Yeah. Over 1,000.
Amazing.
Over 1,000 to date. That's just to date.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, I guess I would encourage people who listen, maybe if you've been listening since the beginning or you're just now tuning in, we really want to provide this wide base of knowledge.
Absolutely.
We want to bring in experts, and we're very open to suggestions about topics that will help people throughout the country, whether it's exchange related or not. So I encourage you to contact National Headquarters, whether that's, via any of the email addresses you find online, at the office, 419-535-3232, or a Facebook comment.
Absolutely. And, I just want to say too, that thank Brad for his partnership, because this has taken us to the next level. We always want to take it up a notch, but it gave us an opportunity to do something we've never had the ability to do before, which was bring the national president candidates together and give each of them a platform so that people get to know the candidates and really think about who they liked, who they wanted to vote for, who would offer the most to exchange in their minds. So that was pretty awesome too.
Yeah. And I'm going to give Brad a little plug here too. I think he's made this so easy.
Absolutely.
And fun. My gosh, we've had so much fun doing these episodes.
These are fun. You guys are great. It's so much fun to come in here, and it's always fun to work with clients who are just fun and know what they want to do, and are good at what they do. And I appreciate it.
Well, thank you.
Thank you so much.
I would encourage any club or district that's looking to expand their footprint in a digital way, to consider reaching out to Brad to see if he has any suggestions, or if there's a possible relationship there. I would endorse that 100%.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. We appreciate your partnership. And, that makes me think too, to anybody who's listening who is a member, definitely download an episode and ask your club to listen to it, then have a discussion about it. We provide these specifically for clubs. Our job here is to provide tools and resources for clubs to use to grow their membership, to increase awareness of exchange. That's the intent of this tool. It comes together beautifully.
Yeah. And also too, along the same lines, if there's anybody out there listening that wants to see anything additional, like you already mentioned, topics, or if you want to see additional things in the descriptions of the episodes, please let us know. You can reach out to us, or obviously Kristie and Tracey. But anything you want to see, we just want to make, this is for you. This is for the National Exchange Club members. So if there's something important to you, please let us know.
Well said.
Absolutely. And even prospective members, if you're listening and you know nothing about our organization, please visit nationalexchangeclub.org to learn more.
I'm looking forward to a great year.
Same here.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for making it so much fun and special.
And
Appreciate
thanks to all of you for tuning in. Thanks to all of you for tuning in and helping us get to more than 1,000 downloads.
Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers.
I just felt like
I like it.